When Jesus had said this, he became troubled in spirit, and testified and said, "Truly, truly, I say to you, that one of you will betray me." The disciples began looking at one another, at a loss to know of which one he was speaking. There was reclining on Jesus' bosom one of his disciples, who Jesus loved. So Simon Peter gestured to him, and said to him, "Tell us who it is of whom he is speaking." He, leaning back thus on Jesus' bosom, said to him, "Lord, who is it?" Jesus then answered, "That is the one from whom I shall dip the morsel and give it to him." So when he had dipped the morsel, he took and gave it to Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot. After the morsel, Satan then entered into him. Therefore Jesus said to him, "What you do, do quickly." Now no one of those reclining at the table knew what purpose he had said this to him. For some were supposing, because Judas had the money box, that Jesus was saying to him, "Buy the things we have need of for the feast," or else that he should give something to the poor. So after receiving the morsel, he went out immediately, and it was night. Therefore, when he had gone out, Jesus said, "Now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and will glorify him immediately."
The table was set for his last meal. The night of betrayal had arrived. Jesus had loved his disciples to the end, but Jesus came to be betrayed. Greg Morse tells us the face of the invisible God gave his cheek to the serpent's kiss. That night at the table, the disciples wondered, who is it? Who would betray Jesus? They went from wondering who was the greatest among them to now wondering who is the devil who has eaten with them, who has slept alongside them and ministered among them. The disciples wondering, could it be them? You see, it was Judas. The way of Judas was the way of compromise. At the table that night, hanging on a tree, was the soon-to-be destiny of two. Both were cursed of God, as Galatians 3, verse 13 tells us. Cursed is everyone who is hanged on a tree. One betrayed, the other betrayer. Let Judas, the betrayer, remind us where the great promises of sin and Satan lead. And let us never forget where the great promises of Jesus lead, to eternal life.